Hi, my name is Matthew. This is going to be my first YouTube video. I just recently decided to start making videos, relatively recently, actually. Three, two, one. And now that I've made it past YouTube's censorship algorithms, the hell with my biography. We have more important things to talk about. Captain Brett Crozier, commanding officer of the U.S.S. Theodore Roosevelt, was removed from command by his commanding officer in response to a 4-page open letter that he wrote to the San Francisco Chronicle, in which he complained of dozens of cases of the novel coronavirus on his ship. He claimed that it was endangering the lives of his Navy personnel. The reasons he did so will be explained in the following video.
I am here today to inform you that today, at my direction, the commanding officer of the U.S.S. Theodore Roosevelt, Captain Brett Crozier, was relieved of command by Carrier Strike Group Commander Rear Admiral Stuart Baker. When the commanding officer of the U.S.S. Teddy Roosevelt decided to write his letter on the 30th of March 2020 that outlined his concerns for his crew in the midst of the COVID-19 outbreak, the Department of the Navy had already mobilized significant resources for days in response to his previous requests. It's important to understand that the Strike Group Commander, the CO's immediate boss, is embarked on the Theodore Roosevelt with him, right down the passageway. The letter was sent over non-secure, unclassified email, even though the ship possesses some of the most sophisticated communications and equipment in the fleet. And it wasn't just sent up the chain of command, it was sent and copied to a broad array of other people. It was sent outside of the chain of command. At the same time, the rest of the Navy was fully responding. Worse, the captain's actions made his sailors, their families, and many in the public believe that his letter was the only reason help from our larger Navy family was forthcoming, which was hardly the case. I did not come to this decision lightly. I have no doubt in my mind that Captain Crozier did what he thought was in the best interest of the safety and well-being of his crew. Unfortunately, it did the opposite. It unnecessarily raised alarms with the families of our sailors and Marines with no plan to address those concerns. It raised concerns about the operational capabilities and operational security of that ship that could have emboldened our adversaries to seek advantage, and it undermined the chain of command who had been moving and adjusting as rapidly as possible to get him the help he needed. For these reasons, I lost confidence in his ability to continue to lead that warship as it fights through this virus to get the crew healthy and so that it continues to meet its important national security requirements.
Now, let's analyze this very carefully. Captain Crozier sent an open letter to the San Francisco Chronicle claiming that all but 10% of the carrier's crew should be evacuated to mainland Guam and placed under quarantine. Now, in a civilian setting, they'll be perfectly fine. However, this is not a civilian setting. This is the United States Navy. This is an aircraft carrier worth $4 billion that is tasked with protecting the lives of the people of this country. Now, Captain Crozier essentially broadcast that the United States Navy may not be up to the task of defending its people. He let it be known that the U.S.S. Theodore Roosevelt may not be combat ready, and that understaffed at 10%, it would not be able to repel an enemy attack if it came. Now, to my mind, that is extraordinarily careless and irresponsible. Apparently, his commanding officer thought so as well. That's why he sacked him. Additionally, he usurped the chain of command, and instead of going directly to his commanding officer, he wrote an open letter to the San Francisco Chronicle, a newspaper with wide circulation and the ability to broadcast news throughout the world. In addition to this, he caused great fear and concern among the family members of the seamen under his command. This is entirely needless. For example, go to the CDC's website, and according to them, people aged 19 years old have approximately 0.1 to 0.2% chance of dying from the coronavirus. This death rate is very comparable to the flu. Since it's essentially the flu, the actions that Captain Crozier took were extremely misguided and dangerous. His commanding officer removed him, and I believe that was the correct response. Now, why am I so frustrated? Why did I think it worthwhile to make my first YouTube video, get down in the middle of the night, set this up in my basement, and start recording? Why did I do that? Okay, when I first saw the video, I saw the title, and based on the title, I knew essentially how it was going to go. I thought to myself, okay, great. Someone in the Navy is actually taking responsibility, is going to punish this soldier for what he did, terribly irresponsible and careless, and I was correct. That's what the video said. That's what the video reported. However, in the comment section below, I kept scrolling down and down and down. And as you might expect, everybody is crucifying his commanding officer, the one who relieved him from duty. Says, oh, this man cares about his Navy personnel. That's all he's trying to do. He's trying to keep them safe. Safe from what? This is essentially the flu. That is the barefaced truth about it. That is what has me up in arms. This coronavirus thing has gotten so out of hand, and that'll be the topic maybe of another video. It depends on what response I get from this one. Maybe no one likes to hear me rant all night long. I don't know. I don't care. I've gotten to the point where I simply do not care anymore. Essentially, I'm making this video to thank Captain Crozier's commanding officer who had the guts to do something non-politically correct, to sack an officer for the good of the country. I apologize for the lighting, and I know the sound's a little bit off, and I'm working on a shaky table. Hopefully I can change that next time, maybe get a green screen behind me. I know this is somewhat makeshift, but I just had to get out there and say what needed to be said. This is my first YouTube video. However, if you like this general type of content, please like and share. There's no need to subscribe because I may or may not be making another video like this. Thank you for your time.